So if you trade the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, I consider all of these lower time frames, right? If you take your entries on any of these time frames, I'm going to show you exactly how you can manage risk, how you can enter. You know, it's going to be a little bit biased to how I trade because I trade supply and demand. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do it because I am a low time frame kind of guy. By the way, if my voice sounds a bit weird, it is simply because I have a cold. So allow me, because a lot of people comment these all the time. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to show you exactly how I take my trades pretty much, how many trades a day I take, and just show you my exact workflow that I pretty much take every single day. I think I said take a lot. So first of all, first thing to note and get out of the way is I trade predominantly the 1 minute and the 3 minute, not the 5 minutes so much, but this applies to the 5 minute because I used to trade the 5 minutes before. So a few things you need to know is on the 1 minute, generally you can probably take 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s maybe, but the key thing to know about the smaller time frame is you might have a trade that is going to go in that direction, but before it gets there, it might retrace a few times and all that stuff before it gets there. So how I like to do it is generally on the lower time frames now, I just take my simple 1-on-1. I'm on a little mission to protest for the 1 hour, you know, let 1 hour be great again sort of thing. I will show you some results, by the way, throughout this video of, you know, multiple months of trading to show you the data to back this up and show you, you know, win rate and everything as well, so stay tuned for that. But on the 1 minute, if you're going to be using break even, then you need to know that going for like a 1 or 3, 1 or 2s might be a bit sticky. There will be times I get 1 or 2s, but I'll show you exactly when those happen as well. When you're on the 3 minute, 5 minute, these you can get 1 or 2s. That's what I generally do. 1 or 2 is about the limit that I go for. Why? Simply because if I'm going for anything more, unless I'm using higher time frame confluence and stuff like that, in short, before you get to that 1 to 3, they would usually come back, stop you at break even. Because that pump that you get to TP, usually they have to fill that gap. And when they do, they stop you out first at break even and then might carry on your way. If you're not going to use break even though, then yes, you can push these TPs a bit more. I don't do it. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do, but I'm just trying to let you know the 2 different circumstances that vary. It's basically if you add break even to stuff, know that you get break evens more often if you're going to go for the high TPs. If you take out break even though, then you know you need to go for the smaller Rs just because you don't want to get break even all the time. But first, let us start with how I trade the 3 minute. Whatever I show you for the 3 minute also applies to the 5 minute. But let's start with the 3. So first thing first, I'll just show you my strategy, just so you know. I trade supply and demand. You should know this already. But if you're new to the channel, then welcome, subscribe. So I trade supply and demand, and what I'm generally looking for is aggressive buys or sells in a particular direction, and I'm basically waiting for price to go back there to do that again. It's basically like a break and retest in a way, as well as supply and demand, as well as fair value gap or order blocks as people like to call it, all combined to give us a high probability trade basically. So here's a trade that I took literally on Tuesday, very, very recent, and you can see right here we have a demand zone. I'm not going to go into too much detail on zones and supply and demand. I have many videos on that, just catch up on those if you really want to know how I trade. But right here you can sometimes see how sensitive these zones are. Boom, my box is drawn, price literally taps in right to the T, taps it right there, just a tiny bit, and immediately I'm waiting for my entry. So first thing first, get your pen and paper. My first risk is I risk 1% on every single trade. The primary reason to this, if you don't do already, is because when you risk 1%, you give yourself enough time to go through losing streaks. Remember, I'm going to show you more data and results of trades taken and stuff like that on TradeZilla, so you can see exactly what the results are. This is just to show you that there will be times you might go on a losing streak, so it's important you risk 1%. If you're going to lose 4 trades in a row, you only lose 4%. If you're risking 2% now, that's 8%. 1, that affects your psychology a lot more, and 2, you might just blow the account before you get through that phase. There are just phases of losses. It comes, it happens, it's normal, but you want to make sure you can survive them though. Hence why I just risk 1%. 99.5% of the time I am risking 1%. Okay, so right here 1% basically is what I'm risking, and for this trade, this is on the 3 minute, right? So I can go for 1 or 2s, except if there are other things that gets in the way, but generally 1 or 2s. For this trade though, I was aiming for right here for my take profit. This is a 2.68 RR on this trade. Generally for TPs on the 3 minute, it is 1 to 2s most of the time, but there are some cases that I can get more. I'm not going to go through that this video, it's just going to make it super long. But in this case, I had my entry right there. Crazy volume, insane volume, very close to TP right there. I was really hoping that they wouldn't come back to break even. Now let me talk about the next thing, which is break even, which is key. Break even saves lives, trust me. Break even is key. I was against it at one point, maybe just like you, but you have to accept what comes with it though. If you have break even, sometimes they will stop you at break even and go your way. It is part of the game though. Accept it, because there will be times as well break even will save you. But in this case, entries, I was hoping they would have come back to break even and then go away. So what then happened was, boom, we had this candle, little pause, you know, little retracement, and then afterwards, I believe we hit TP. Nice and simple. This is basically how my risk management is for the 3 minute. Take profit is usually 1 or 2s, and I'm risking 1% most of the time. Where do I put my stop loss? Oh yeah, my stop loss is usually below the lowest candle for the 3 minute. That's how I like to do it. Outside the zone works, but when you change it to outside the zone, I'm pretty much telling you guys all the different conditions. It's almost like a recipe, right? You can mix and match, see what works for you, but these are how I would set them and package it together. If I have my stop loss outside the zone in this case, then I wouldn't be going for 1 or 2s. Why? It just takes too long to get there on the 3 minute. Like, you're not gonna get this most of the time, trust me. So for that reason, I just don't do it. You can see in this case, just because I want to go for a 1 or 2, yes, it's a safer option. Do we even hit it? Yeah, we did hit it, but it just took way too long, and that's not gonna happen most of the time. Yes, you could put it halfway as well. Fair enough, maybe that works, but you can just see the further it is, the more risky it is overall on a higher time frame. So you just have to accept the risk of putting it quite low on the candle, and then you can make your 1 or 2s real quick. If you want to go for 1-to-1s though, then I would say, alright, cool, you can put it outside the zone and just go for your 1-on-1s. But one other thing to note, again, get your pen and paper, is when you're trading something like the 3 minute and the 5 minute now, you are going to get way less trades in a month, especially if you're trading 1 pair. So you will need multiple pairs. For me now, how I prefer to do it is when I trade a 1 minute, I use 1 pair, 3 minute, I use 1 pair. So I'm trading 1 pair for both and just stick to those, and I know those pairs very, very well. Plus they are just one of the best pairs for me in general and for simplicity's sake. So I'm not looking at too many pairs all at the same time. So let me just show you guys some data now to back all of this up that I'm talking about, right? So you don't think I'm talking a lot of rubbish. So for this, you can see in October was actually a negative month. But you can see this is just for GU strictly on an M3. Negative month just by a little bit, not too many trades overall, but I usually combine this with the M1 and I'll show you the results in a minute. But if we go back to September now, you can see it's slightly better, a lot more wins, but again, not too many trades. But let's look at September, for example. Break even, 2k loss. 2k loss, why? Just 2 losses basically, 1-1. And then you can see break even, another 1k loss overall. First 2 weeks was kind of rough. Then week 3 though, now you can see 1 trade, boom, we got slightly more than 2R, but still roughly that 2R, right? You can see in this case now, we had a break even and a 1R. Why did I get 1R on a G on a 3 minute if I say I take 2Rs most of the time? I entered this trade right here and I left just because we had this supply zone right here. So I just played it safe, left right there. You can see I was right because price didn't go all the way up. It stopped right here and then would have stopped us out. So I played it safe in that case. If you want to see my take profits and stuff and how the different take profits that I use, I've made another video on that as well. I'll leave a link in the description for that. That's just one example. You can see another example right here of a 2k trade. That's just the usual bread and butter. You see 1ks here and there, either because of the TPs, but overall mostly looking for 2Ks. But let's just go back again. Let's see what the other month was. August was significantly better, 2 losses. There's a 4k trade right here. I guess the key to all of this is, yes, as much as I'm going for the same R most of the time, they are exceptions to when you're able to get more. So that kind of helps with the losses here and there. But think about it, right? If you get 4k in one trade, that's covering 4 losses, right? 4 losses that can potentially happen. So that gives you that room to therefore make a lot more money. But let me even show you guys. I want to see a month that has losing streak, just to show you how important it is to make sure that you risk 1%. So a good example would be like May. May was probably the worst month of all. Looking at May, you can see May was horrible, right? -1k, -1%, -1%, +2%, and then eventually it was, yeah, May was just awful overall. But you can see if this was 2% risk, that would have been 2k, 4, 6k. When you're down 6%, let's be honest with each other, most of us at that point, we're gonna risk everything else on the next trade just to pretty much bring the account back, because we are very demoralized at that point. You think the account is done, so you just blow it. In this case right now, we are down 3%, so it's not bad. And then the next trade we make 2%, so we're only down 1% in 2 weeks. And then overall, it was a bad streak, but it wasn't like horrible. But you can see what I mean by losing streaks. Losing streaks will happen. You just want to make sure that you can survive them though. But then you can see from the months before, April was good, and then you can see March was good as well, and then you can see Feb was okay as well. These are mostly 2% and a ton of break evens. Break even right here, we took a loss. Break even on the next trade, we took a loss. Break even on the next trade as well. So accept that months like this will happen. This is why it's good to have data, because when I am trading, I know that some months are just like this. But let me show you why I'm not too bothered though. When you combine this with the M1 now, let me show you the same results all over again. Okay, so remember May that we were looking at? May that was horrible. Now trading the M3 plus the M1, and I've combined combine those. This is how I trade specifically and how I teach the rest of my students do. We pretty much take both. Some people trade M5 as well. But you can see that horrible month now became a bit better, right? March is significantly better. You can see February is still rough overall. Probably the only losing month, I think. But look at Jan was crazy, absolutely crazy. But now this is when you combine both. Hey, I'm telling you, how we trade is dangerous, man. Absolutely dangerous. I just look at the overall P&L, right? It's insane. The day win rate is crazy as well. I think one of the best months though is August. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's just go through some of the trades right here. Boom. So one of this, you can see win and another break even. So going back again to the risk management, the actual reason for this video, how I like to trade generally is when I win 1%, I'm taking another trade to try to make 2. I always want to make roughly 2% per day. Why? This is because there will be other days when I'll take a loss, then I'll take another trade and I'll lose another trade. This is to make up for when those happen. In other words, max each day I'll lose 2%. So I want to make sure I'm making 2%, especially when I'm trading the 1 minute. When I trade the 1 minute, I'm looking for generally 1 hour, or should I say most of the time, 1 hour. That's because by the time you get to your TP, if you're going for 1 or 2s, 1 to 3s, price would usually retrace to stop you out. It just happens very, very often. So rather than having 10,000 break evens, it works. To be honest, again, it works. You have to pick which one you want. I've made a video on going for 1 to 3s. You just have to understand you will have a ton of break evens as well. So in other words, you're not losing too many trades. It's just you might have break even, 1 to 3, break even, 1 to 3. So overall, you're still up 6%. But on this, you might have 1%, and a loss, 1%, loss, 1%. So it's kind of, yeah, you just have to be very patient with it, and it stacks up overall. Plus, there'll be times I'd get more than 1%. To be honest, there will be times when I get more, and I'll show you guys as well. You can see on this trade, break even, win, and now you can see the overall bread and butter of both. I took gold, and a GU. Boom. When you combine all three, sweet, right? You can see this day might just be a single GU, 2%. This day now 4 trades. It's a win and a loss. Generally, win and a loss, and I'm done. But you can also take 2 more trades as well. In other words, you're pretty much trading, or I'm pretty much trading. The times I like to trade, I trade roughly 3 to 4 hours from 8 a.m. British Standard Time to roughly about 12. And I'm taking most trades I take in that time. Usually 2. You might not find that many. But let's just say I take every trade I find within that time. I keep the time small. I might even reduce it even more and just take the trades I see in that time. But you can see just basically taking all the trades from my strat, then boom, this is the result. And then you can see basically the next day, just 1. And then there'll be days you just find nothing. You take 1 loss and you call it a day. But then the next day, you take a win, you call it a day. You just have to be patient with it. The wins will stack up eventually. When you take this loss, you don't want to panic too much, because next, you see the wins will just stack up. We usually took a 1-hour, the next day was a 1-hour, the next day was a 1-hour, then the next day after that was a 1 to 4, which is insane, right? And then the next day is another 1-hour, the next day break even, 1 loss, and then we take another trade for another win. So this is like the bread and butter. This is the perfection of this. So what is the main thing to take away from this video is basically, if you're trading the lower time frame, appreciate taking small R's. On most of these trades, you'll see the average is about 1 to 1, 1 to 2s. My average profit factor, as you can see, is 1 to 8.5. So it's small wins compounded. That's what smaller time frame is about. It's hard to take a 1 to 5. I know you really want to. They ain't gonna happen, because you're gonna be stopped out before it gets there, unless you have a crazy wide stop loss and maybe you're swinging it. I don't know, you're doing the 1 minute, but you're doing like coming from the daily time frame, something crazy like that. I don't know, it's not really what I do. But yes, it's just small entries. Where's my stop loss? You can either have it below the candle or outside the zone, but you need to understand, if you're having it outside the zone, it's simple. You just go for a smaller RR. If you're having it below the candle, you can get a higher RR, right? So we'll cover TPs, we've covered stop loss. My entry is usually on the break of candle. That's how I like to do it. When I enter, some people ask me, why didn't you wait for it to close? I've tested this. There's no need at the moment unless there's a reason to. But there's multiple ways to enter a trade, by the way. There's not just one way. But for me, that's just the way I've chosen, and I'm sticking to it because it just works. There's other ways that works, but that's how I prefer to do it. That's what my entry is. And overall, how many trades am I taking per day? Most of the time, 2, sometimes 3. 3 is usually the max, I would say. But what I might also do, what you can do as well, is have a small window that you're trading per day. Let's say 2 hours, 3 hours, and you just take all the trades you'll find that time. For example, I know most cases I'm not taking 16 trades. I'm not going to find that many setups. So I know roughly if I'm trading 3 hours, I might find 3 trades, which is still not bad. You see what I mean? I'm trading in such a small window that I'm not going to find too many trades. So I'm not over trading. That's pretty much my risk management. That's roughly how I go about it each day. Hence why sometimes on my Instagram, do follow me on Instagram, by the way, very, very close to 200k. So stay tuned for that. And on this YouTube, we're very close to 200k. No, 100k, sorry. Hey, if you guys can get us there, I really, really appreciate it. Give away 100k for sure, of 1000%. Looking forward to that. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.